Beautiful people, we are about to get into how I won the London election. Let's get straight into it.
It's going to be quite a contest, with the prize the most important job in London.
Niko Omilana is the youngest standing to be mayor.
YouTube star Niko Omilana.
Youngest candidate,
independent candidate Niko Omilana.
Should people be...
Wait, this real? This man really went up for mayor. Hold on now.
putting their vote to a YouTuber who's 23 and maybe hasn't got as much experience of life as others?
This is a big...
What's up with the glasses, man? What is up with the glasses?
big job in British politics. A person who is elected will be managing a budget of more than £17 billion a year.
What do you think about Niko?
Look at these man, this man, glasses. What's up? What's up, bruh? What's going on here?
Omilana is trying to become London mayor. Not got a chance.
But does he know anything about politics?
Making politics a game.
Realistically, you're not going to win.
It is a disgrace that you're running for mayor.
Isn't it really just a bit of a joke?
This sort of dangerous element to it.
So how about you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name's Niko Omilana, known internet troll and supreme leader of the Niko Defence League.
One thing I can say, I like what we stand for, that's for sure.
I'm so fat.
Brendan, you're not fat. It's the shirt.
Ran into an ad.
Look at Nate. His true classic is...
The NDL is the Niko Defence League. Basically, a few years ago, I trolled a racist group called the English Defence League.
You really are a schmuck.
I think.
And they took your teeth as well.
Yeah, they did.
Which ended up getting me countless death threats, and one of their members told me that I'd never be as big as their group. So we went ahead and made the Niko Defence League. I've started the Niko Defence League. Join now! And blew them out of the water. And now, me and the NDL just ran for London Mayor.
Hey, why not, bruh? Why not turn a negative into a positive? You hear me?
I'm running for Mayor of London. You're looking at the future Mayor of London. Vote for Niko. Thank you, Niko for Mayor.
So why are you running?
Because young people aren't represented in politics.
Why they're not voting is not feeling represented by politicians.
Younger people don't turn out to vote.
Young people are actually engaged with issues that they know about, but politicians currently aren't engaging them.
I wanted to show that we can really make waves and shake things up in the political space, and at the very least show that young people will go out and vote when they're really behind something, and hopefully persuade these major parties to try harder to represent young people in future. Otherwise, they're just proving that they're pussies.
So who did you actually run against?
Well, there was a lot of people. This was a record-breaking year. More people ran this year for London Mayor than ever before. But let's start. There's the top four parties. Let's call them the untouchables. That's Labour, Conservatives, Green Party, Lib Dems. They all have huge funding and they've been established for many, many years. Then I'd say there's the villains. There's Lawrence Fox, a man who had £5 million in budget for his whole
Why you do that, man? Face like that.
campaign, and he's all around a questionable person. There's Brian Rose, who had billboards across London for months. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing his face, and he also drank his own urine. And Peter Gammons, the man who ran for the UKIP party, who have heavy links.
Nah, y'all gotta comment that below. We got MGK and his wife drinking each other blood, but drinking urine, come on now. Come on.
To racism within their ranks. So a good bunch.
And anyone else?
Well, a bin ran, and another YouTuber as well. And obviously me, Niko Omilana. Did anybody think I could win? No. Did anybody think I could make any waves at all? Definitely not.
But history will have to be our guide here on whether any big breakthrough is likely. Back in 2016, the top five candidates, the candidates from the top five parties, got nearly 94% of the vote. This is a really hard mould to crack.
There were 20 candidates in total, and I was joint bottom favourite to win. I think my odds were at like 500 to 1, so they really gave us no chance of getting anywhere, and it became personal with me. Because little did they know, we'd been planning this for a very long time.
I didn't want to ever say it because I didn't know if he was going to say it, but I actually knew he was going to run for mayor back then.
Niko actually told us that he was going to run for Prime Minister.
No, it was always Mayor.
When did he tell us that? Because he's doing it now, but
that was when we were in Miami.
It was a year ago.
Obviously, if I was going to do this, I had to be myself. And the best way to do that was launching the whole campaign in the most stupid way possible. And the idea which I actually came up with was walking out in my announcement video in a suit jacket, tech fleece bottoms, an unironed shirt, football boots, and children's glasses, while simultaneously saying,
it's crazy because I only recognize the glasses, but football cleats, bruh.
I'm taking it extremely seriously.
Seems like the perfect way to announce it.
Yeah, no, it's the best way. But I had no idea how much it was going to take off. No clue. And after this, social media went wild. Everyone was talking about it and the people were supporting me. But somehow, with all this attention we were getting on social media, everyone tweeting it out, some of the biggest names in the UK, no media were reaching out at all. So we needed to figure out a way of getting that. So I took advantage of the power the NDL have on social media and directed it directly towards the BBC, demanding an interview. And I did not leave.
I know, I was there with you.
Yeah, we did not leave until we got it. From one BBC to another, make the right choice and interview me. And surprise, surprise, we got the interview. We bullied the BBC into interviewing us, and we used that as an opportunity to launch the first point in our manifesto, telling Boris Johnson, shush. We then got a London bus and turned it into a restaurant where we promoted the Forefront project, who helps steer young people away from crime. We found my whole doppelganger and used them to prank the media and help launch our full manifesto.
Wow, this man is a strategic genius, you hear me?
Which included deporting the EDL, shutting down any McDonalds with a broken McFlurry machine and turning it into low-rent housing, freezing the River Thames so people could ice skate over it, and bringing the price of the Freddo back down to 5p. And now, although the manifesto was a massive joke, what we tried to do was have good heart behind the message of the manifesto. So solely standing up for issues that actually do need to be solved as well. Now, as popular as the manifesto was on social media, there was some people who actually ended up having issues with it.
Freezing over the Thames, I think, telling Boris Johnson to shush. Really? Will it actually happen? Do you have sort of superpowers?
No, I don't have superpowers, but luckily some of my friends do. So I'm actually good friends with Elsa from Frozen, and she will freeze the River Thames.
How can voters take you seriously with those sorts of...
Oh my gosh, bro, I want to be his friend.
Freezing over the Thames, I think, telling Boris Johnson to shush. Really? Will it actually happen? Do you have sort of superpowers?
No, I don't have superpowers, but luckily some of my friends do. So I'm actually good friends with Elsa from Frozen, and she will freeze the River Thames.
How can voters take you seriously with those sorts of claims?
Realistically, you're not going to win.
Isn't it all just a bit of a joke?
No.
What would you say are the characteristics that make up an NDL member?
World domination.
Hitler had similar ideas.
Okay. No. Pussies. The pussies had issues with it, and we made them crumble.
That wasn't in the script.
Yeah, I know. But I wanted this manifesto to be everywhere. Social media wasn't enough. I wanted it to be on billboards. Now that just sounds like a stupid idea, but somehow we managed to make it happen. This is a big moment, George. First time on a billboard.
We've got to look out for it. There it is. It's right in front of us.
Oh, no way. Oh my gosh. Make transport free for under 18s and over 69s. Uni students included. Let's go, Niko for mayor.
Lit.
That's me! And it was on billboard, to billboard, to billboard, to billboard, to billboard, to billboard. I don't even know how many billboards there were. But yeah, and it was nuts. I remember going to Leicester Square when I was just a kid, trying to be like all the YouTubers at the time, just trying to be like them, basically trying to replicate their videos. So it was nuts going to actual Leicester Square and being on a billboard just up there. It was definitely like a life moment. Oh! Add a second eye to the London Eye so it becomes the London Eyes. Inspirational.
Sound of the underground.
This man,
my friends on a billboard.
Let's go. But we took advantage of being there, and we were trying to use that as a campaigning opportunity and speaking to the people. I had a second eye to the London Eye. Yeah. You gonna vote for me?
Oh, you on there, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've got your vote. Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, guys. Yeah.
How old are you, may I ask?
Me, I'm 39.
39? Oh, you're very young. You're looking on 20.
Yeah. No, it's the face cream I use.
That man says the face cream I use. Okay, 39. Okay. I don't know why somebody said he's 23 or something like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Or is he not telling the truth? How is he 39 for real, y'all? Comment below.
The billboards were sick, but what really ended up blowing me away was all the people who went down to see them. Like, the NDL came out in their masses. Like, it was the first opportunity which I really gave the public to support the campaign and show their support. So seeing everyone sending in their videos, it really was insane.
Who should support you?
Man, whoever edited this video, fire. Great quality, great transitions, great animation, absolutely dope.
Hi, my name is Tami, and I would like to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young.
But we needed bigger and better ways to campaign to reach more people.
So, how did you even do that?
Well, never thought in my YouTube career we'd be renting a boat. Is this our boat? Oh, that's our boat. We got a boat.
Wow.
This campaign is ridiculous, man. This is dumb.
This man a luxury fool. Fire.
We did all of our campaigning to that point on the ground. So it was only right to take it to the water. And on the boat, we had Freddos for 5p on the side. So anyone seeing it would have just been like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, no, we got a mariachi band as well, just playing.
Fredo principal. Fredo principal.
They're bad.
What is your son's shoes? What is your son's shoes? One more Niko. One more Niko.
May 6th.
Oh, Niko!
Let's go! They were playing my YouTube channel theme.
I love it, Niko.
Which has been with me since I first started YouTube. We passed famous landmarks like Parliament, Big Ben. Big Ben is currently being constructed into Big Ben Clock, a real BBC. They're already making my changes happen. This is what I like. The London Eye. Crazy to think when I'm mayor there's going to be 2 of these. The London Eye will become the London Eyes, so London has more vision. And George was literally running around the whole city like a madman, out of breath, trying to catch up with us. We had people watching us on the bridges, just looking at this huge boat. Let's go, Niko Defence League, that's what I'm saying. Big up. We're catching the people's eyes. And I'll tell you why, because we're giving them a message which they can connect to. Freddo, prices are too expensive. It's robbery, daylight robbery, how they've gone up so much. And that's why we have to fix it. And our final move.
That's what's up, man. I'm loving it. I see why you won. It's crazy how I'm about to find out even more in the next 20 minutes. But in the first 10, I already see why.
Was going past City Hall, the place which I'd actually be crowned as mayor. That's where the results end up happening.
Tonight, it's the final furlong. Just 48 hours till Londoners go to the polls. The mayoral candidates make their final push for votes.
The more we campaigned and the longer the election went on, the more ridiculous things got. Like 2 guys turned up at the house with a whole painting of me, like a mural. I was thinking, what the hell is this? And if that's not crazy enough, someone turned up with a customized car.
Oh my gosh, what is going on outside? What? And yo!
Wow.
We weren't living real life, man. It was nuts. At this point, heads were turning.
That's crazy.
My odds went 10 times lower in the bookies, and people were seeing me as a legitimate candidate, which got us the opportunity to speak to ITV News. Now, obviously I was skeptical because I didn't know how they were going to portray me, but at the same time, it's ITV, you've almost got to talk to them. So I had no choice but to double down. Niko Omilana, Supreme Leader of the Niko Defence League. I'm going to make you pay.
At 23, Niko Omilana is the youngest standing to be mayor.
I feel like someone had to stand up and tell the big man Boris, shush. Someone needs to do that. And also, someone needs to employ more police, put them straight into the Houses of Parliament, because that's where all the real criminals are.
Should people be putting their vote to a YouTuber who's 23 and maybe hasn't got as much experience of life as others?
Yes, because I'm the only honest one of the lot. The one thing I needed ITV
So he agreed, saying he was 23 there, though.
to realise was I was the most serious candidate. And I think I did that in 2 words.
2 days left of campaigning. Can they get their message into 2 words?
Creating equality.
Restoring hope.
Independent voice.
For vibes. Bang! Right there was my whole campaign marketing done. Those 2 words held so much power, and that one face became a meme.
Wow.
Number 1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down.
At one point, my whole Twitter timeline changed their profile picture to my face. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Vibe Mania was here. But the campaign was coming to an end. The election day was coming. So I took advantage of all that social media hype and used it as one final push to get the people to come out and vote for me. My friends, the election is upon us. Make sure you vote me, Niko Omilana, as your first choice option for London Mayor tomorrow. If you want good vibes in the city, then I am the only person who can make it happen.
At 7 a.m. tomorrow, the polls will open in local elections across London and the home county.
Polling stations have been open since 7 o'clock this morning to choose the next Mayor of London. Voting booths, if you want to still go along, will be open until 10 o'clock tonight.
See, every other candidate definitely thought that because it was election day, campaigning was over. But no.
For a kid like me, who's had 13 operations and can now walk, you might think that...
But no, not us. We were only just getting started.
That car hard.
We hired a whole chauffeur and brought out the NDL car, some bright yellow vehicle. We needed to be seen by as many people as possible.
Big up my guy! The people of London, my people. They want me as mayor, you see that? Oh, I love this game. All right, we're about to arrive. Polling station, there it is.
It's time to go vote. This is just doing my bit, using the beauty that is democracy and voting for myself. Once I'm mayor, we won't do it like this. I'll just stay mayor forever. It's called dictatorship, George. It's not every day you turn up to an election and you can vote for yourself. And obviously, I checked that box and made my vote count. But during this whole campaign, there was definitely an audience which I hadn't reached out to, and this was my opportunity to capitalise on that. What I plan on doing is turning London once a year into London, and turning all the power off once a year in London.
Oh, you've blocked me, mate. That's the most idiotic thing.
It's not idiotic, man.
Fantasyland,
No, it's not Fantasyland. Wait. Okay, one more point. Give me one more chance. I plan on building another London Eye, so it becomes the London Eyes.
You've lost me, son.
Serious, man, thank you. Rule number 1 of being a politician, not everyone's gonna like you. But when people don't wanna listen, all you have to do is talk louder.
Vote Niko, please. Vote Niko. I love this game.
We had like a speaker attached to the outside of the vehicle.
Crazy.
And I just used that to scream our message through the streets of London.
This man marketing campaign was crazy, unmatched. He probably didn't even have to put too much money into it. Not only is his marketing game crazy, his friends' marketing game is crazy. I mean, just extremely unmatched on how he was able to put this together, on how they helped him, like in ways that he probably didn't expect. All types of things. He was bound to win from the moment that he started, for sure.
Last minute campaigning. Hey couple, I'm talking to you. I stand for builders. You on the phone. Please vote Niko today to be your London mayor. That's right. Bye. This is not real life. A literal mayor candidate is going around campaigning in a bright yellow van, screaming vote Niko for a megaphone.
We then called up some old friends to really bring our message home.
Stand for the national anthem, please, boys.
So this time, I joined them.
There we go. Can I have the guitar? A guitar for a sec?
We walked through Leicester Square, and just 48 hours before this, I was on a billboard there, and now I was marching with my Mexican brothers.
What? This man really lit though. Like, I wonder how it's going now. Like, how is him being a mayor actually going?
I love this song, the EDL.
We were campaigning for the people, for the public, and all you have to do is talk to them to understand how little they actually feel represented by the political space.
London needs a new mayor to change things and work for the poor people as well as the people that's got money. To a mayor that's for the people, not for himself.
Exactly.
And this gentleman seems, is it you?
Yeah, that's
this
me.
This gentleman seems like the right gentleman.
Thank you, man.
Election day campaigning was sick, but then I checked my phone and I was blown away. So many different people from so many different backgrounds were all going out there voting for me, leaving their houses to vote for me. It's a whole different thing. And
that's what's up. And that is what I was thinking about. Were they really gonna go and do it? You get what I'm saying? Because I believe this was the last day, or just, you know, a part of the campaign, people just chilling. But look at this, they even doing videos, leaving their crib, going to vote, probably had no intentions on voting. You get what I'm saying? So huge big ups to him. That is definitely what it's all about.
yeah, I just want to thank the YouTube community, the NDL, and literally everyone who backed me, who wanted me up there representing them. Yeah, I was just in shock. I'm still in shock now. Yeah, whole thing was nuts.
Everyone's voting for you. Everyone. Oh, my mum's like, I went up there and everyone was taking pictures of me and stuff. They're like, yeah, I just voted for Niko, and then they're like showing them in their phone. It's your name's crossed.
That's elite.
And it's actually nuts. Everyone's just flipping, crossing your name.
No, today's been surreal, man. So surreal. Yeah, just seeing everyone posting and stuff like that. It's crazy. Yeah.
The polls have now closed in the London mayoral election. Counting will begin in the morning, but it could take days for the final result because of COVID precautions.
Voting stopped. No more campaigning, no more publicity stunts, just the count.
Well, polls, of course, closed at 10 p.m. yesterday evening, and the count for the London mayoral and assembly elections started at 7 this morning. The results are expected over the weekend.
So they were trying to say that our votes were just being counted up and we'd have nothing to say about it. We needed to go down there.
And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah. Voting is done, but we're now heading in to the polling stations where they're counting all of the votes. Let's head in and find out what's going on. Hello. Thank you, appreciate it. How's the Labour Party? And we're in the halls.
I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. How old is Niko? I can't even wait. I think I even spelled Niko wrong. Definitely spelled Niko wrong. Dang it. Hold on, y'all. Hang tight. Bear with you, girl. Unfortunately, I'm not finding it.
going on here. They're all counting them up. Hopefully I'm taking an early lead here.
So many people were there counting votes. You don't realise how much effort actually goes into these things until you actually run. It was wild, but also very boring. So
I bet.
It was difficult to find a way to keep ourselves entertained.
I can see myself. Oh wow, it's on. Vote Niko. Big up. We're going to win the whole election. My friend, you're not wearing a mask.
I'm not wearing one.
No, I don't see a mask. I can just see your mouth. You're not wearing a mask. Oh wait, I think I see the strings. Oh wait, no, it's just camouflage. It's just the camouflage. You just blended in. Do you get it? Because you're not wearing a mask. It's camouflage. Yeah. There we go. Nice to meet you, my friend. Okay.
He be trying to lighten the mood down, be hearing that. I would have been him. I would have been this guy right here. Like, bro, what is you talking about?
Thank you.
All these votes were being counted, but there was a screen at the front which was a live count of all of the votes, and it had us beating Peter Gammons, which was supposedly impossible. It had us beating Brian Rhodes, which was supposedly impossible. But we were drawing with Lawrence Fox, and from that moment, the battle for fifth began. Now, getting fifth place became my obsession because from the start, breaking into the top 5 was marked impossible, unheard of. It couldn't be done.
Back in 2016, the top 5 candidates, the candidates from the top 5 parties, got nearly 94% of the vote. This is a really hard mould to crack.
And here we are battling for fifth place with a man who had £5 million in backing.
How much money you got in the bank? Not you personally, the party.
5 million quid.
Lawrence Fox was easily the most controversial candidate of this whole mayoral election, and something tells me he wouldn't want to lose to a YouTuber wearing children's glasses, especially as he doesn't actually think being a YouTuber is a real job.
6 p.m. tonight.
Where are your glasses?
Tune in 6 p.m. tonight.
I don't think I will because I've got an actual job.
But the more results that came in, the closer it got. At one point I was beating him.
Niko Omilana, 4,678. Lawrence Fox, 1,948.
And then he was beating me.
Lawrence Fox, 5,461 votes. Niko Omilana, 2,000 votes.
And it continued like that until the live count froze at 90%.
The election poll has been frozen with only a few constituents.
I did find it, y'all. He real deal 24 and told them folks he was 39.
He's left to announce, and as it currently stands, Sadiq Khan has won the London mayoral election. This is the final update until the results are announced.
What we gonna do?
Now the main stories in the capital, and Londoners are still waiting to find out who the city's mayor will be.
The latest from officials here is that a winner will be announced tonight sometime after 8:30.
Okay, it's election day. It all ends here.
My friends, it's time. This is the thing which everything has been building up towards. It's results time, baby.
Everything we'd been working towards was all for this, and I was just proud of what we'd achieved together as young people. Like, no matter what, the NDL has taken over London in my eyes. Whatever the result was just the icing on the cake.
This man is hilarious. This man.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook Promise. I know this is hard to hear, but it's important.
But the election was upon us. I finally got to meet my fellow candidates. It started off proper nice. The other candidates were showing me love, and I even got to see big lad Peter Gammons from UKIP.
He'll take the picture. We'll just celebrate your L right here.
Well, you didn't do too great either.
Much better than you, my friend.
No.
Much better.
But it was time for me to head into City Hall.
Have you been here before? Massive success. No, first time. First time. I'm about to claim my victory as mayor.
And you found it okay?
Yeah, I found it great. Great experience. Loved it. NDL.
How do you think you've done?
Shush.
And Lawrence Fox was stood right there. My competitor. the guy who we were battling for 5th place with.
Are you accepting defeat?
From Sadiq.
To me.
I don't know, have you defeated me?
I believe so.
Oh, good.
We'll have to see. We'll have
Well,
to
I'm
see.
just happy
We'll find
that
out on the
we'll
stage.
see. Yeah.
I told him I'd beat him, but in reality, I had no idea. I was just going for blind confidence. We then walked into the big city hall. It was a lot bigger than I expected, and the walk there took about 3 years. We gave Brian Rose a good old bottle of tea, which he seemed very happy with, and in
Wait. It's back to back for me. 1, it took 3 years to walk. 2, he done gave the man a bottle of pee.
Defeat
From Sadiq.
to me.
I don't know, have you defeated me?
I believe so.
Oh, good.
We'll have to see. We'll have
Well,
to
I'm just
see.
happy
We'll find
that
out on the
we'll see.
stage.
Yeah.
I told him I'd beat him, but in reality, I had no idea. I was just going for blind confidence. We then walked into the big city hall. It was a lot bigger than I expected, and the walk there took about 3 years. We gave Brian Rose a good old bottle of tea, which he seemed very happy with. And in a room full of 20 candidates who'd been running against each other for the last few months, you'd think there'd be tension, but it was actually the opposite. It was good vibes. Apart from one random lady who wasn't even running, who went out of her way to attack me.
How can I take you seriously when you're wearing glasses like that and a face mask?
I feel like you don't really have the vibes.
Very worrying what you're doing to young people, what you do on social media. You are not a figurehead for young people at all. You are dangerous to young people, and it is a disgrace that you're running for mayor when there are serious candidates running for mayor.
Go off.
It's always nice to see a Karen, and she really thought she did something. But I then chatted to Peter Gammons.
People like you mixed race as well. My kids are mixed race. Most of my friends are
But that's like saying, but that's like saying I'm not racist. I've got black friends.
Had a really intellectual conversation with Sean Bailey from the Conservative Party.
I ratioed you on Twitter.
What?
I ratioed you on Twitter.
Ratioed me?
Yeah.
And discovered that the Lib Dem candidate, Louisa Porritt, actually voted for me. What a world, man.
Yeah, so you made a second preference?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But none of them had my respect more than one being.
I just want to say to you, it's been nice seeing someone who we can actually take seriously in this election.
Well, and likewise, with
Yeah.
your good self. You've got an army out there.
Yes, yeah, I know, it is the NDL, yeah.
Yeah, the NGL. I
Yeah.
mean, it sounds quite scary.
Yeah, no, it is. I am a supreme leader after all.
I wanted to say, I thought you did a great campaign. Congratulations.
Yeah, same with you, my friend.
One thing was for sure though, Loza Fox did not like me.
Welcome back. Welcome back, my friend. I don't think he likes me. I don't think he likes me. He's just probably thinking, if he beats me, it's game over. It's game over. It's burning. It's burning.
I took that personally. It made me start thinking, you want to walk past and ignore me, Lawrence? Well, I'm going to reduce your legacy to losing to a YouTuber in children's glasses. It gave me that extra motivation to win.
We have one more constituency to go, City and East.
Everything was waiting on East London. We needed a masterclass from them to take us to 5th place.
Literally, all we're waiting on now is one constituency. We're 0.1% behind Lawrence Fox. The last constituency that we're waiting on is City and East. So all I can do is hope that they bring it home, take us to 5th. Please, pressure's on. We need 5th place.
And then the result came in. They took us through the building where they were going to announce the results.
I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm just waiting on the results, man. But oh my gosh, guys, we've smashed the targets. I can't believe it, man. It's nuts. We've shown that we can do it, man. We've shown what we can do when we team up. The NDL is the greatest movement in the world.
Lit, for sure.
For life.
I won't lie, I was nervous. We put so much work into this whole campaign, and it was all going to end right there in that room.
So, I am now able to declare the results of the election of the Mayor of London, Peter John Gammons, UKIP, 14,393. Count Binface, 24,775. Brian Benedict Rose, London Real Party, 31,111. Lawrence Fox, the Reclaim Party, 47,634. Niko Omilana, Independent, 49,628.
And we did it. We did it. We came 5th place. I was over the moon. I still am over the moon. But yeah, I was just doing stupid dances, celebrating our victory. East London was the final constituency and they did not let me down. They got me 7,920 votes. We came fourth in the whole constituency, beating a major party, the Lib Dems. In total, 49,628 people went out there and voted.
I'm catching chills right now.
For me as their first choice, not even second choice, almost 50,000 people. That's crazy, man. Honestly, I'm so grateful to everyone who went out to vote and everyone who supported. But yeah, then the winner was announced.
I therefore declare Sadiq Aman Khan elected as the Mayor of London.
Obviously, I'm not a sore loser, even though I blatantly deserve to win and everyone could see it. But congrats to Sadiq Khan for winning the mayoral election. But poor Lawrence Fox was burning because he lost to me. That poor man.
Unlucky, my friend.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. 5th place is mine.
Good one.
Well done for your campaign.
5th place. Let's go. Let's go. Being real, I didn't even know how to react. But then I went outside and so many people were out there celebrating.
Subs only. Subs only.
Everyone was gassed, and the only reason this was even able to happen was because of everyone who got behind me. We're all a team, and this W belongs to every single person who supported our campaign in any way. It belongs to us all.
Absolutely crazy, bro. You're a YouTuber and you come out on top 5, fam. Well done, congratulations, man. I'm just shocked. Flipping hell. My guy!
Listen, we did it for the vibes, that's all I want to say. We did it for the vibes, and we've engaged young people. We've shown the young people need to be represented. Big up, let's go. Thank you, my friend. We came 5th. People had millions in budget in their campaigns, and we beat all of them. We're the biggest independent party in London. Thank you, everyone. Big up. Oh, I'm on top of the moon, man.
For an independent party to come out of nowhere and come 5th in a major election is unheard of, but we did that. We made it happen. And I'm nothing without the people's support, but together, we've made a dent in politics. And that's what we ran for.
There were 20 people in this election, and we came 5th. Millions went into people's campaigns, and we beat all of them. The only people we didn't beat were the major parties. That's nuts. All I can say is thank you. It's crazy, man. All I can say is thank you. Big up the NDL, big up young people just in general, and big up the vibes.
Hey. That man killed me with that vibes comment, though.
Hey, do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you're there?
Yeah, totally.
It was a big story, a YouTuber coming out of nowhere and coming 5th place. Many people wanted to be my first interview. The BBC, who originally refused to interview me in person, had now hit me up, and I just went full circle and refused to be interviewed by them. We eventually chose ITV, who definitely embraced our campaign throughout, so I trusted them to bring our final message home.
Okay, now the election's done. We're now having an interview with ITV to round everything up. What an experience.
Finally, they were never expected to win the mayoral race, but they caught the public's imagination and attention over the last few weeks. YouTube star Niko Omilana finished in 5th place.
The candidate who got the 5th highest number of votes is this man, YouTuber Niko. He earned nearly 50,000 votes, making Niko the most successful independent candidate.
What do you think that says about the state of politics in London at the moment?
I feel like that says that a lot of people don't feel represented, and they felt like they could get behind my campaign because they feel just that they aren't represented. At the end of the day, the only 4 people we lost to were the 4 biggest parties in the country. I hope that this changes the way that these major parties engage with young people in the future.
Niko's political career has stalled before it's really begun, with this bombshell announcement today.
It's time for me to retire. Goodbye. Thank you, ITV.
Thanks. The Coop Troop Live.
His dramatic exit only slightly shorter than his political career.
And your water.
And my water. Don't litter. Thanks. Appreciate it, ITV.
Sam Holder, ITV News.
Needed his coat.
I had to retire because, believe it or not, I'm not a politician. But we always said we were running for young people, which is why we made a platform where we could pass the baton on to the young leaders of tomorrow who are doing big things right now, which was the best way we could end this whole thing. When I look back at this election, obviously I was taking the mick out of the political system, and yes, I was trolling people, but what really matters is so many people have connected with it.
Stop it! Niko from there, come on, let's go.
Vote Niko! For Mayor of London, everyone vote Niko!
Vote Niko! Let's go! Let's go team!
Yeah, that's too fire. Extremely inspiring. I mean, I love the fact that he accomplished the main goal that he was set to do, and that's to become at least in the top 5. I think that was dope. I definitely think he should have won over the main 2 parties, but I mean, just my suggestion.
No matter how much people try, no one can deny the impact which we've made. When the NDL first started 3 years ago, I never ever ever imagined we could be anywhere near this big. From a prank video on a racist organisation, all the way to being the biggest independent party in London. I can't even put it into words. In an election where so many people ran, the candidate who made the biggest impact is someone who ran for vibes and young people. I don't care what anyone says. That's so elite. And I'm so happy to leave the political world with that as my legacy.
Dope. So when you're a child, you act as a child. When you're an adult, you put away childish things. I am your girl V Coop, down piece, and a V Coop to be exact. We are here on the Coop Troop Live, my brand new channel, you feel me? Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Beneath this video, you can complete all of those actions. Till next time, thank you for joining.